Heading out of town this month? Before you pack your bags, let's talk about how to turn a perfectly normal trip into a legal business deduction without crossing any IRS lines. Because really, you're going to be shocked at how many business owners actually miss this on their return because they think holiday travel can't be deducted. Wrong. So when does a trip actually count as a business? Well, for the IRS, its primary purpose has to be for business, not for the vibes, not vacation, but documented business. So what about your spouse and kids? Yes, they can come, but their expenses aren't going to be deductible, not unless they are genuinely part of the business or there for business purposes as well. So what if you mix business and pleasure? You can totally mix the two. You just have to know the business day rules and how to go ahead and split the cost. Welcome to Tea on Taxes, where we talk the tea on all things to do with your taxes. My name is Nixon. I am a tax analyst here in Houston, Texas. I help small businesses reduce or eliminate their taxes legally. And today we're going to talk about your business travel. Let's start with the big one. When does a trip actually qualify as business? The IRS is usually using one simple standard, and the primary purpose has to be for business. Things like meeting with a client, attending a conference, filming content for your business, planning retreats for next year, research, vendor meetings, or workshops, anything legitimately tied to running or growing your business. Not, I answered emails on the beach. Not, I brought my laptop just in case. But a documented business purpose. If the business purpose isn't clear in your calendar, it won't be clear to the IRS. If you can back it up with things like email, calendar appointments, or notes, you're good. So now let's talk about business days, because this determines exactly how much of your trip is deductible. Now, a day counts as a business day if you are traveling to your destination, in a meeting, filming or creating content, or doing administrative work or planning work if you're attending a training or a seminar. But here's the fun part. Travel days automatically count as business days. So if you are flying out or driving somewhere for business purposes, that entire day qualifies. Now, this matters because if the majority of your trip is business days, then your entire flight becomes deductible. And that's where the strategy starts. So if the main purpose of your trip is business, the airfare is 100% deductible, period. Also, your hotel is deductible for all the nights tied to the business activity. So let's take an example. Let's say you're there for 3 business days and 2 extra personal days because you're going to visit family. You can only write off the 3 business nights. Meals are 50% deductible, but only on the business days. There's only a few exceptions where you can take it 100%, and that's usually if you're at a daycare. Your lunch during your planned retreat still counts, but the I'm on vacation margarita on your personal day, that one's totally on you. Now, can your family come? Yes, with boundaries. They can come with you, but their expenses will not be deductible unless they are truly working in the business and are needed for the trip. So here's some examples. Your spouse takes your photos or helps with setup. That's going to be deductible. Your spouse lounging at the pool is not deductible. Now, the kids tagging along is almost always non-deductible unless they're legitimate employees. Now, the IRS is fine with family being there, they just aren't paying for them. Now, when it comes to meals and small daily expenses, you get to choose how you want to track them. There is the per diem, which is a flat daily amount based on your destination, and you can find that on irs.gov. Now, this is easy, clean, no receipts needed. Then there's the actual expense method. Now, this is where you need to keep every receipt for every meal and have every little line item taken into account. But sometimes that does give you a higher deduction if you do spend more, so it's worth it. Now, both options are completely legal. Just pick whichever one gives you the better result and feels manageable to you. Now, mixing business and personal travel, and this is gold, because yes, you can mix business and personal days, just as long as you split the expenses correctly. For example, I like to go and visit my grandbabies in Phoenix, but I also have business out in Phoenix as well. So if I plan to fly to Phoenix for, let's say, 3 days of business, and then spend an extra 2 days just to visit my grandbabies, this is how it's going to break down. So the entire flight will be deductible because the original purpose was to go out there for business. The hotel is only going to be covered for the 3 days that I'm in it, which is fine because the next 2 days I'd probably stay with family anyway. Then meals are only going to be covered for me on my business days. I won't be able to cover it on the extras personal days. Now, any fun activities or personal days, those are not going to be deductible. So when I take my grandson to the Bubble Museum, it is not going to be deductible. It is not part of my business. But this is where people get into trouble. They tend to lump everything together. Don't do that. Just keep everything separate from business and personal. You're good. December is actually one of the best times to travel for business because there's so many related activities that you can take advantage of. Things that you would normally do at the end of the year. You might be traveling to plan your 2026 goals, batch content, meet with clients or collaborators, reviewing your finances with other employees, attending year of the end workshops, or hosting or attending planning retreats. Now, all of these can justify business travel. And if you're traveling anyways, you might as well structure part of it to benefit your business. Business travel is not about gaming the system. It's about understanding the rules so you can travel smarter, document properly, and legally keep more money in your pocket. If you want more tax saving strategies made simple, hit that subscribe and that like button down below and drop a comment. I do read them all. And if you want first access to my upcoming free tax strategy, join the waitlist now. It is a free training, and I'll be breaking down the deductions that most CPAs never explain, and how to actually use them to lower your 2026 tax bill. I'll leave the link in the description below, so sign up now. All right, see you next week. Have a good holiday, travel smarter, and keep on sipping. Bye.